So good morning, welcome to another video. Thank you for your comments on yesterday's video. Today there's a few jobs I want to do carrying on with cleaning the turbo bike, so my old TCR that sits on my Zwift setup all the time. Occasionally I do take it off, give it a wash, clean it, etc. And that's what I want to do today. I've already done the chain, I've already done the cassette. As I mentioned yesterday, I want to change the bottom bracket, so if I just grab these, I've got two new sets of bearings in two spare Shimano bottom bracket cups that I'll swap out. Because these are rubbish, they don't last 2 minutes. They're one of these 6805N bearings. Kinetic, I think they're called, and basically they're trash, they're rubbish. So eventually I will put in either a Hambini bottom bracket because he's just made one for this sort of setup, or a Hope with proper 6805 bearings, which then I'll be able to put NTN in or whatever, and they will last a lot longer. So these, when I'm doing a lot of turbo training or Zwifting, probably last me about 3 months for the bearings. But to be fair, they don't cost an awful lot of money, so, and I've got the tools to do it, so that's why I change it. And every so often I start to get that notchy click. I've got it at the minute, but I've also got it on the Hope bearings as well. So the Hope bearings that are on the Goff are ceramic, and as I was saying in another vlog, I've had them a long time. I've probably had them 10 years, so they haven't done bad at all. Okay, they've not had constant use, but the last couple of years they've seen through the winters and everything. So, but they still feel okay when you check them. It's just when you've got load on Zwift. Right, so I'll just bring you around and I'll show you the bike. I want to wash it because it's covered in salt. It's got grease everywhere, it's got thick gunked on oil everywhere, so I'll strip out the bottom bracket cups that are in. I'll take it outside, I'll wash it. I might even take the headset out and clean that up and re-grease that and put that together. It doesn't matter that the bearings need replacing because it's not going anywhere on the road. It's just to remove any salt ingress that's got in there. Give it a clean. Same on the head tube. Where the spaces are, you tend to get salt behind. And I'll show you a trick that I do. I always cover up, obviously with a towel, but I always have a piece of gaffer tape covering over the top of the headset to try and shield it a little bit. So we'll do that. I'm going to take the front derailleur off to clean it, but I'm not going to take the rear off because I've only just changed the cable on that one. So right, let's get on with it. So here we go. So I've just got it sat on my old yoga mat at the minute, and you can see this is just all grease in here that oozes out of these ones. So I'm going to take those cups out. I'm going to take off the front mech. Those rear jockey rollers need a good clean, so I'll take those out, clean those up. I'll clean up the mech, I'll wipe that up. And you can't tell, but it's all salty, so I'll give it a good clean. The other thing I just want to show you is where I've left this cleaning solution from yesterday, the muck off, how it's settled and gone funny. You can see I thought it would have settled out more than that, but that's weird, isn't it, that we've got this green at the bottom here and then the black up there. Don't know why that is. Maybe that's the water component and that's the green stuff I put in. Don't know. So I've got all the components cleaned up, stripped and cleaned up, and they're just finishing drying there. I've washed the bike, which I'll show you in a second, and I'm just going to take the stem off and the top cap off, which I've already done. Drop the forks out, drop the bearings out, and just give that a clean as well, and just make sure there's no salt in there. So as I say, I've already just taken the top cap off. That's one space. There's just a bit of water under there, so I'm just going to clean them, dry them off, and check that this is greased and there's no salt ingress in here. So like that's alright. Bit of water, but it's not too bad. If I just release that, I can just pull this out of here. And drop that on the floor. There we are. And then spacer. And then that's not too bad. There's no salt in there, but I mean you can see the bottom race, it's all rusty around the crown at the bottom, so I'm just going to clean that, give it a re-grease and reassemble it. I should have done this before I washed it, shouldn't I really, because now where it's all nice and clean I've got it dirty again. Just put that down a minute. Well, I've finished stripping this. Bit of water, bit of moisture in there, that's just the top cap. And the split ring. So again, we'll just clean these, re-grease them, because it all just helps keep sweat out. The top bearing. It's not too much of a problem because I'm not going out on the road. Let's just lock that off. There we go. And there's another split ring in the bottom of that one. Clean the bearings up, and these split rings, they don't need to be too clean, these, because I'm not putting new bearings in, and like I say, it's not going on the road anyway. It's just a case of making sure there's no moisture and reapplying some fresh grease, and then we can start to reassemble. FSA these. Nice light grease again. Bit in there. Bit in the bottom. Drop in the top first. Coat the top bearing. Lather it up, plenty of grease. Drop that in. Bearing to go at the bottom on the fork. On there. Push that in. Split ring. Just grease that up with what's on my fingers. Go on. There we go. Shove the stem back on. Now I just need to check my spacing. So what I did is beforehand I just took a photograph so that I could remember which way I'd got my spacers. Small one at the bottom. Shove the stem on. I've already greased that. I'm not going to tighten this up fully at this stage and clamp down the clamp bolts, because I'll line the fork up with the front wheel when it's back on the trainer. But what I am going to do is take out the pinch bolts, clean them and reapply grease on those, because they get all mucky and dirty as well, and covered in sweat and salt. So I'm just going to clean those. And again, bit of grease again. Put them back in. So I ran out of battery power on the camera, so it cut out. So I've finished doing the stem. I've put back on the bottle cage. I've re-greased the bottle cage bolts, put the other bottle cage bolts back, put the front mech on, re-oiled that, put the cable on. The cable's frayed, so I'm going to have to replace the cable, put a new front cable in, and at the minute I'm just getting ready to put the jockey wheels back on. If I do it like that, it just makes it easier to get to. So we've got the sealed one, that one goes at the bottom. There's no side to side movement in that one. The top one I've reassembled. This is just a ceramic bush one, and there's side to side play on that one. There's meant to be. So that's the top one. That one, it doesn't matter which way round it goes, so we'll put that in first. The inner plate goes this way around, so I'll do the top one first. And I'll put a drop of oil on that bush. Not on that bush, on that bolt as well. You just muck off wet lube, just a drop. Put that in. Put a new couple of drops of oil on there. And it's got a direction arrow, so the chain's going to come round and it's going to go that way, I think. Yep. As you're pedalling, it's going that way. As you're pedalling, it's going that way. Just going to put a drop of oil on the ball. Just on the shaft of the ball. Oil the neck. Just one drop on each pivot. Now I'll get it to come the other way. Just operate that backwards and forwards a little bit. Just to work the oil into the pivots. I'll put the chain on when it's back on the turbo upstairs. So we're going to wipe off the excess, and the next job is to fit the bottom bracket. Wipe off the excess. So this front mechanism is so much cleaner. It was filthy. The rear was as well, and the whole bike is a lot better. Right, I'll put the bottom bracket in. One I prepared earlier. So these are the new bearings. Bit of grease. Get the tool, make sure they're tight, which I think they are, nearly, a little bit more. Genuine Shimano tool that came with the chain set that goes on this bike actually. So the two little cleaned up plastic cups. Just helps to keep all the sweat out. And the other side. There we go then, so that's pretty much done apart from just one or two little things that I'm going to do when it's back on the turbo upstairs, so I'll do that later. I might even do it in a little bit actually, and then it's done and I can forget about it. Change the cable, put the chain set back in, put the chain on, check the gearing, make sure that's working, that I've not disturbed anything. Realign the stem, torque up the stem bolts. Done. So I'm going to leave that as it is for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next vlog. Take care everybody. And if you have got a trainer bike that you keep on your trainer, occasionally take it off and give it a clean. They do like it when you do that. It makes them live longer. See you later. Okay, I'm back. What have I forgotten to do? Went to change the chain set, just taking it off the Goff. I've got to clean the chain rings, haven't I? I forgot about that. So before I put it back together, I've just got to clean this up. So another little job, but I can get that done now and then it'll be drying while I have my lunch and reassemble it this afternoon. So as I said, see you later.